Have you ever woken in the night with your heart pounding because someone you loved and lost was standing at the foot of your bed, and have you felt the terror and the terrible aching hope that maybe they had come back to tell you something you were supposed to hear? You are not losing your mind. You are not imagining things born from grief alone. What if the veil between this world and the next is thinner than you were taught to believe? And what if those who have gone before us into the arms of God are permitted in moments of great need to reach back through that veil and touch the ones they left behind? You are sitting in your kitchen in the early morning. The house is silent. Everyone else is still asleep. There is a photograph on the table in front of you, one you pulled out last night because the loneliness was too heavy to carry alone. The face looking back at you is someone you buried months ago, maybe years ago. You can still smell the faint scent of their cologne or perfume in the air. Even though you know that bottle was thrown away or packed into a box you cannot open. The sunlight is just beginning to come through the window, pale and cold, and you are wondering if you will ever stop expecting them to walk through the door. You have been visited, maybe in a dream so vivid you could feel their hand on yours, maybe in a waking moment when you turned and saw them for just a breath before they vanished. Maybe you heard their voice call your name in the hallway when no one else was home. You told yourself it was nothing. You told yourself grief plays tricks, but your spirit knows better. This is not random. This is not the cruel invention of a mind under stress. What you have experienced is a visitation, a sign that the communion of saints is not a distant doctrine but a living reality that wraps around you even now. The ones who have died in Christ are not gone. They are more alive than they ever were on this earth. They stand in the presence of the living God, and they are permitted, in His mercy, to turn their gaze back toward you when you are in danger of losing your way. You have been chosen to receive this sign because you are at a crossroads. You are in a season where despair is whispering that God has forgotten you, that you are alone, that the love you once knew is lost forever. The visitation comes to tell you the opposite. You are seen. You are remembered. You are held in a web of intercession that stretches across the boundary of death itself. Saint Seraphina of the hidden flame witnessed these visitations throughout her life. She wrote in her journal, "The dead are not silent, they are singing, and sometimes God permits us to hear one note of their eternal song." She understood that these moments are not hauntings in the way the world fears them. They are not ghosts trapped between worlds. They are saints, perfected in love, granted a moment to reach back and remind you that the story is not over. Seraphina would wake in the night and see her mother standing beside her bed, and she would feel not fear, but a deep and holy peace, because she understood that her mother was no longer bound by pain or sorrow but was radiating the light of God's presence. The visitation was a gift. It was a reminder that love does not end when the body fails. It is purified, it is set free, and it remains woven into the fabric of your life in ways you cannot always perceive. In the unseen realm, when someone you love passes into eternity and their soul is received into the mercy of God, they do not forget you. They do not turn away. They are drawn into the great liturgy of heaven, where every prayer is a living flame, and every act of love on earth is magnified and returned 100-fold. The angels who watch over you take note of your grief. They carry your tears like sacred vessels to the throne of God. They whisper your name into the ears of the saints who have gone before. And sometimes, in moments when your need is greatest, grace descends like a curtain pulled back, and you are permitted to see what has always been true. Your beloved is near, not in body, but in spirit, not trapped, but free, not lost, but found. They stand in the light of God, and that light spills over onto you when the visitation occurs. You feel their presence, because the boundaries of this world are not absolute. Heaven is not far away. It is pressed close, closer than your breath. And the ones who dwell there can touch the edge of your reality when the Father allows it. This is grace. And this is mercy. This is the communion of saints made visible for a moment so that you will not give up hope. Are you beginning to see why this happened to you and not to someone else? You were chosen because you carry a wound that has made you sensitive to the things of God. Grief has opened you. Loss has cracked you wide. And in that brokenness, you have become a vessel that can receive what others might miss. The world calls this weakness. The world calls this instability. But heaven calls it readiness. You are like a tuning fork that has been struck, and now you vibrate at a frequency that allows you to perceive what is hidden from those who are too hardened by certainty or too distracted by comfort. You have been prepared through suffering to receive a sign that most people will never experience. You are not cursed. You are called. The visitation is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that something is deeply right. You have been deemed worthy to witness the truth that death is not the end and love is not extinguished. You have been given a glimpse behind the curtain, and with that glimpse comes responsibility. You are meant to live differently now. You are meant to carry this knowledge like a lamp in the dark, and let it guide not only your steps, but the steps of those who walk beside you. But how do you know if what you experienced was truly from God, and not simply the echo of your own desperate longing? This is the question that torments you in the quiet hours. Discernment is necessary. The enemy is real, and he is skilled at imitating light. He will offer you false comfort if it means he can lead you away from true peace. So you must test the visitation by its fruit. Did it leave you with a deep and abiding peace, even if that peace was wrapped in tears? Did it bring clarity, a sense that you are not abandoned, that your path forward is still held in God's hands? Did it increase your compassion for others who grieve, your desire to pray, your willingness to trust even when you cannot see? If the answer is yes, then you have encountered grace. If the visitation left you obsessed, desperate to force it to happen again, consumed by fear or guilt or confusion, then it was not from the throne of God. The divine presence always brings peace, even when it also brings challenge. It always leads you toward love, toward surrender, toward deeper communion with the Father. It never traps you in cycles of fear or control. It frees you. It opens you. It sends you back into your life with a quiet strength you did not have before. That is how you know when the visitation comes again, or when you feel the stirring of that presence near you. Pray this silently in your heart. Holy is the love that crosses every veil. Do not demand anything. Do not try to manipulate the moment. Simply hold that phrase like a candle in your hands, and let it remind you that you are standing on sacred ground. The visitation is not yours to control. It is a gift, given freely, and it will come when it is needed most. But the prayer keeps your heart aligned. It keeps you from slipping into fear or into the temptation to seek the sign for its own sake. You are not chasing ghosts. You are opening yourself to the mystery of God's love, which does not abandon His children even when they pass through the valley of the shadow of death. In the courts of heaven, the saints who have gone before you are interceding for you at this very moment. They see your struggle. They see your questions. They see the nights when you lie awake and wonder if you will ever feel whole again. And they pray, not with words like ours, but with a groan too deep for language, a yearning that rises like incense before the throne of God. Your beloved is among them. They are praying for your healing. They are praying for your protection. They are praying that you will not be crushed by the weight of this grief, but will be transformed by it. The angels are attending to you as well. They are assigned to guard your steps, to turn away the lies of the enemy, to whisper courage into your spirit when you are too weary to pray for yourself. You are not walking this path alone. You are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, and they are cheering you on. They are saying, "Keep going. Do not give up." The light is closer than you think. The visitation you received was not only a message from your beloved, it was a message from the whole company of heaven, telling you that you belong to a family that spans both time and eternity, and that family will not let you fall. Every time you choose to get out of bed, even though the grief is crushing, heaven takes note. Every time you speak a kind word to someone else, even though your own heart is breaking, it is recorded in the book of life. Every time you whisper a prayer, even if that prayer is only "help me," it rises like a pillar of fire before the throne of God. You think your faith is small. You think your efforts are insignificant. But in the unseen realm, they are treasures. They are victories. They are the substance of the kingdom being built one quiet act at a time. The visitation came to remind you that nothing is wasted. Not your tears, not your questions, not the long nights when all you could do was survive. God is weaving it all into something beautiful, something eternal, and you will see the fullness of it when you two pass through the veil and stand in the light that never fades. Until then, you are called to live as one who has seen. You are called to live as one who knows that death is not the end, that love endures, that the ones we lose are not lost, but are waiting for us in a place where there is no more crying and no more pain. You are called to carry that hope like a banner and to let it change the way you move through the world. Are you beginning to understand what has been entrusted to you? This is not about chasing supernatural experiences or proving to others that you have been touched by something beyond. This is about allowing the visitation to become a doorway into deeper communion with God, a doorway into a life where you are more attuned to the whispers of the Spirit, more sensitive to the needs of those around you, more willing to trust that there is a plan even when the road ahead is hidden. The sign was never meant to be an end in itself. It was meant to awaken you, to break you open, to remind you that you are not just a body moving through time, waiting for death. You are a soul, eternal and beloved, and your life is part of a story that stretches far beyond what you can see. The visitation was God saying, "I see you. I have not forgotten you. I have sent you a sign, so that you will remember who you are and whose you are. And now you must decide what you will do with that knowledge. Will you shrink back into fear and doubt, telling yourself it was all in your head? Or will you step forward into the mystery, trusting that you have been given this sign for a reason, and that reason will unfold as you walk in faith? The transformation that is being worked in you is not loud. It is not flashy. It is the slow and steady burning away of everything that is not love. The grief you carry is not punishment. It is a crucible, and in that crucible, you are being refined. The visitation came to show you that even in the midst of loss, you are held. Even in the midst of sorrow, you are seen. Even in the midst of doubt, you are being drawn closer to the heart of God. You are not alone. You have never been alone, and you will never be alone. The ones who have gone before you are watching. The angels are guarding. The Spirit is praying within you, groaning with a longing you cannot even name. And God, the Father of lights, is bending down close to you, closer than you can imagine, whispering, I am with you. I will never leave you. I will carry you through this. And one day, when your own journey is complete, you will step through the veil yourself, and you will see face to face the ones you loved and lost. And in that moment, you will understand that it was all leading here. Every tear, every question, every visitation. It was all love, drawing you home. Now, I want you to do something. I want you to write in the comments below and tell me this. When did your visitation happen, and what did you feel in that moment? Because your story matters. Your experience is part of the great testimony that the communion of saints is real and alive. And when you share it, you give courage to someone else who is afraid to speak, someone else who thinks they are the only one, someone else who needs to know that they are not crazy and they are not alone. So write it down. Let your voice be added to the chorus of witnesses. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do it now. Because Saint Seraphine's teachings are going to continue. There is so much more to learn about the signs God sends, the ways He speaks, the mysteries that are hidden in plain sight. Do not miss what is coming. Click that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and if you know someone who is grieving, someone who has lost someone they love and is struggling to make sense of it, send them this video. Do not wait. They need to hear this today. They need to know that the visitation they experienced was real, that it was holy, that it was a sign of God's unrelenting love. Share this with them right now. Let it be a lifeline. Let it be the word they have been waiting to hear. And before you go, I want you to sit in silence for just a moment. Close your eyes, if you can. Take a deep breath and say in your heart, I am not alone. The ones I love are held in the light of God. I am held in that same light, and I will trust even when I cannot see. Say it again. Let it sink into your bones. Let it quiet the fear. Let it open the door to peace. You have been visited. You have been called. And now you are being sent back into your life with a truth that will sustain you through every storm. You are loved. You are remembered. And you are never, ever alone. Now go. Walk in that knowledge. Live in that light, and let the visitation be the beginning of something new, something deeper, something that will carry you all the way home.